Today, I am finally answering the burning question everybody has about PR. What is the actual ROI? In this episode, I am breaking down what ROI truly looks like when it comes to PR and what getting featured in the media consistently actually does for your brand long term. There are a few things that you need to understand about how earned media works, how it strengthens your online presence, and how all of this eventually contributes to growth, including sales. However, we never position PR as a sales strategy, but it absolutely influences sales because a strong narrative, of course, and consistent visibility builds familiarity, trust, and authority, and those things affect how people buy. I'm Lydia Bagarosa, the co-founder of Visibility on Purpose, and we help founders, product brands, and small business owners get featured in the media without paying agency prices. Now, let's get into it. PR creates credibility. First thing PR gives you, and the reason it's so powerful, is credibility. Anyone can claim anything online and anyone can say, I'm an expert or I'm the best in my industry, but credibility requires somebody else confirming this for you. We like to call it that third-party endorsement. So when a respected publication, a journalist, or a podcast chooses to feature your story, they're essentially saying, we trust this person, we trust this brand, we believe that they're credible. Now, that is that third-party validation that somebody cannot replicate with ads or social content. And it's the thing that makes people stop, pay attention, and say, wow, this person is truly a legitimate leader in the space. Now, this can be for product brands, this can be for personal brands, this can be for services. When we are associated with any big name, it is immediately going to turn into that credibility piece for any consumer, right? Credibility is your foundation and it plants seeds for long-term sales growth to happen. Part 2 is PR builds trust. The second pillar of PR, and honestly the most important, is trust. Trust determines everything about whether somebody buys from you, books with you, or even keeps following you. What most people don't realize is that trust is borrowed first and earned later. Essentially, you borrow trust from platforms that you get featured in. You borrow trust from the writers, the publications, and the podcast hosts who put their reputations behind your perspective. Each feature is like another deposit into your brand's trust bank. We love to use the stock market as an analogy. It's kind of the idea of like you buy a stock and then you buy another one. And over time, as you continue to contribute and you continue to get that compound interest, it's just going to compound and compound and compound until you get so big, just like, hopefully our bank accounts, so big where you don't have to do as much because people are talking for you. That brand awareness is already there. And that's honestly how you build a household name. So over time, those deposits compound. And here's why this matters for ROI. When people trust you, your sales cycle shortens. They don't need 20 touch points or a 40-minute sales pitch. Your press feature already did the work for you. The trust is the ROI. It's emotional ROI that turns into financial ROI. So this is kind of the connection point that we don't talk about too much because it's kind of difficult to understand, but PR creates such a strong foundation where it goes hand in hand with sales, just like it goes hand in hand with your marketing efforts or your social media efforts. It really is a very strong piece of the puzzle that's going to build that brand awareness and help support everything else with your brand over time. Now, part 3 is a strong brand narrative changes truly everything. PR forces you to get extremely clear on how you talk about yourself and your brand. It gives you language, it gives you positioning, it gives you a viewpoint. Most founders struggle to communicate what makes them different. PR solves that because your story becomes the anchor of your visibility strategy. A strong narrative makes you memorable, makes you referable, makes you relatable, and gives people a reason to share you, gives journalists something to say about you, podcast hosts interested in talking with you, and it ties all of your visibility efforts together. When your narrative is aligned across your website, your pitch, your content, your interviews, people instantly understand who you are and why you matter. It kind of is like brand positioning without even really trying, right? And brand positioning, that's all about like where you live in the marketplace amongst other brands that are in your niche. So when you get so clear on your narrative, you are naturally creating a really strong brand positioning. Narrative clarity is ROI because it multiplies the effectiveness of everything else that you do. Now, here's how PR actually translates into ROI. Let's talk about the tangible side, the part that most founders are interested in first until they realize all those other great pieces that we just talked about. So, here is how PR becomes measurable. SEO ROI. Press features improve your SEO because it gives you high authority backlinks. We have an entire video about backlinks. I'm going to actually link that here with one of our favorite experts who talks a lot about that and how it can be really beneficial for your brand. But essentially, what it does is it helps you inform Google that you are a credible source, and therefore it's going to really help boost your searchability. Now, another way that it improves your SEO is when you are featured in articles, you are also associated with articles that are ranking year over year. A lot of publications, they don't tell you this, actually update existing articles. So, for example, if you were featured in a holiday gift guide, it's very possible that next year they're going to repost that exact holiday gift guide, tweak it a little bit, maybe add in some new products, and that's going to rank again. So it's kind of like these evergreen little boosts that you're going to get. I mentioned this before, but when your brand is mentioned and it's connected to those backlinks, Google recognizes it. So earned media, which is when you naturally get featured somewhere versus paying for an ad, earned media actually lets Google know, it has like a different sort of like coding, lets Google know that you are credible. So even if somebody is like, oh yeah, well, I got featured here and I paid for it, it's an ad, that's actually not going to support your SEO efforts, but earned media does. So it's really great for long-term searchability. Long story short, a single backlink from a trusted publication can significantly increase your search visibility. People can find you because the article's written months or years before. Audience growth ROI. Every outlet comes with its own built-in audience. You show up in front of thousands, sometimes millions of new people without paying for that reach. This expands your ecosystem automatically and puts you in a room that you couldn't access alone. Now, I think what's really cool about press is people think that you can like only go viral on social media, but there's actually a way to go viral in the press as well. Bridget just did an incredible video on this. I couldn't have done it better myself, about syndication networks and how one press feature can turn into 2, 3, 4, 5, and sometimes way, way more than that. So I'm going to link that one below. It's called syndication. Okay. And that's going to really dive into the virality capabilities that are in the press world and actually way more beneficial for your brand. Because again, PR creates searchability. It informs search engines. And unfortunately, social media does not have that capability and can't do that. Sales ROI. Again, something that we don't talk about too much because we don't want people to get hung up on the sales. Sales are something that comes over time because you're building a brand, you're building a household name, but it is something that is definitely a part of the conversation. PR doesn't replace a sales strategy, but it makes it dramatically easier and better. When you combine credibility, trust, visibility, you become a brand that people feel confident buying from. Press creates familiarity, familiarity creates safety, safety creates sales. And something I love to touch on is community as well. So when we are purchasing, even myself purchasing from a brand or a service, I'm honestly purchasing from a community that I want to be surrounded by. Like when we're thinking about, going with our ideal dietitian nutritionist, we probably would hang out with her customers, right? Or if we're going to buy a particular beauty product, others that buy that beauty product probably have similar values. So when we are creating these narratives, we're also creating, a strong community of audience members that are going to be with us for the long term and the long haul, which is, a beautiful part about how we build household names. And something that's brand new about PR is ChatGPT ROI. Yes, this is now a real thing. So here's something that nobody's really talking about yet. ChatGPT and AI tools are pulling information from media outlets, earned media specifically. PR doesn't just shape your reputation with people, but it shapes how AI understands who you are. So it's extremely important. And As we know, ChatGPT and AI tools are becoming the new Google. And so if we can create a really strong brand narrative online, inform these articles, and then when somebody is typing in a question in ChatGPT and it pulls from an article something about our brand, we want to make sure that that narrative is really strong. And so a good, healthy PR campaign, whether you're doing it by yourself, you're doing it with us, or you're doing it with an agency, is really going to support those responses on these AI tools. And lastly, if you are a product brand and you are on an affiliate network, we love Impact. We actually just interviewed one of their team members. We are obsessed. We will link it below. But if you're on an affiliate network like Impact or AWIN, there's also many other affiliate networks. You can actually directly see sales that are coming through your press features. Now, I don't want to get too into it with affiliate stuff because you can do so many other things with affiliate, but if you are on affiliate networks, which is going to incentivize publications to write about your products, you can also use the statistics in these affiliate tools to really see the ROI, which is kind of fun too for also your marketing team to take a look at what's performing really well. And again, this is like that piece of the puzzle that's really going to help your brand overall. So anyways, not to get too far into it, when we are talking about the ROI in PR, we're talking about a combination of credibility, trust, visibility, narrative clarity, SEO, discoverability, and long-term brand growth. PR doesn't just create a moment, it creates momentum. So when you do it consistently, it becomes one of the most powerful visibility strategies that you can ever invest in your business. I think that when any brand gets to a certain stage, they should really invest in a PR strategy and make that a consistent part of your brand growth strategy. Now, if you want support getting started with your own PR, or you want to learn how to pitch your brand without paying agency prices, you can go to our website. Also, we've been doing these really fun things called PR strategy plans, where we actually create a strategy for you of how to approach the media. It's very curated. We write a pitch for you because sometimes you just need experts, and we totally get that. And we also give you a list of 5 to 10 outlets to reach out to. So essentially, this is like an invaluable thing. Most publicists don't even share their pitches. So the fact that we are giving this away for a very affordable price is truly incredible. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and drop any questions about PR below. I'm so happy to make these videos where we can break down these processes for you. If you have a question, or if you want us to create another video like this that's answering one of your burning questions, please feel free to let us know and we will absolutely make it for you.